You're welcome once again to our database part 2, and in the last lesson we are able to create a table well formatted and we entered data like this. Okay, so today we shall look at queries. Queries in database, they are used to extract out the given information, or the user may ask you to extract out the information of interest from the data. For example, this data we are having, you may be asked to extract out female students or male students. So in that situation, we use a query. Right. So right away, we shall start on our query. Okay. So queries are found in create on our navigation bar there. They are found in create. So click on create, then there is query design. As you can see, click on it. So when you click on it, it will bring you a small window here. This interface, it is showing data table. When you go to queries, if you have, they will come, but currently you haven't created any queries, so it is not there. So when it shows you a table, you click on add, then you close. Okay, so we have to make sure that these fields, these ones, they're shifted and brought down here. Okay, so what do? You double click on every field that you want. Okay, you double click on every field. For example, student ID, double click on it, it comes there. Then first name, double click on it, it comes there. Then given name, double click on it, it must appear down there. Then date of birth, it must appear down there. Then school fees per term, click on it. Then school fees per year, click on it. That is double clicking. Okay, then lastly, gender. Okay, gender, it appears there. So they have told us to extract out female students. When you look at our table under gender, I told you we deal with column headings. So asking you to extract out female, so female becomes a criteria, meaning on our left here we are having criteria and all. Okay, so in this situation we are using this row of criteria, but of course under the column of gender. So you click there and then you say female. Okay, so when you're done, you Control S will help us save. I'll save it as female, then say okay. So after that, under design there is run. You run the query. So when you run it, it should be able to give you only female students. Should be able to give you female students, as you can see. So simply, that's how we can create a query. If you're asked to create the one of males, you do the same. We always advise to close this window to remain with a free working space. Okay, you close. Then, still under queries, you may be tasked. For example, let's first open our data table. When you look at this data table, we are not having school fees per year, but we are having school fees per term. So we shall use a query to generate the school fees per year. School fees per year. Again, let's try to close. So you go to create, as I told you, query design. You go to create, then query design. It will bring you a window. You add, then after adding, you close. Another way of adding fields, these fields, you can come and double click in the word data table. After double clicking, it will highlight all the fields. So what do? We do what we call drag and drop. Long press on your left mouse button, then you move, drag and drop. Then in the field, you drop there. They will go. Then we are calculating school. A year has 3 terms and we are having school fees per term, so we shall use this school fees per term to calculate school fees per year. So you click in that field, school fees per year, just after the word school fees per year. You click there, make sure your cursor is there. Okay, then you go to builder. Builder is found under design. After clicking in that column, builder will open up under design. You go to builder. So when you open builder, it will give you enough working space. Okay, remember to put colons first, then after that you open square brackets. Okay, square brackets, then we type school fees per term, you close square brackets, then times 3. Times is found on 8. When you press shift and button 8, then times 3. We are saying times 3 because a year has 3 terms and we have school fees per term, so we multiply it by 3 to get school fees per year. So when you are dealing, we are putting the word school fees per term in square brackets just because we want to make it to be accessed by the system of Microsoft Access. Because when you just type it like that without the brackets, the system will recognize it as text and it will not calculate. Okay, so after that you click OK. Alright, so after clicking OK, Ctrl S, we save it as fees per year. After that you can run. So when you run, it should be able to generate the school fees per year, but it is showing euros. Okay, so how do we change euros to UGX? We did that in formatting, when you're formatting the table, but this time around we shall do it in a query. There are very many ways. So when you want to change anything in formats, just go here in the name of the query, you right click. After right clicking, you select design view. Design view will take you direct where you design the query from. So we read our query from here. So it will take us to the place where we designed our queries from. So when it comes, my cursor, you see it is already in that field. Okay, so you go to property sheet, here. Property sheet is also under design. Okay, go to property sheet, then here property sheet there is format. Okay, so in format we said we want UGX, you open quotes, put UGX, close quotes, can put space, then hash, comma, 3 hashes. I told you that the comma is 1000 separator, which puts a comma immediately after 3 numbers. Then hashes represent the numbers. Okay, Ctrl S, you save, then you can run. It should bring UGX. It should bring UGX in school fees. Yeah. So as it is running, give it time. So as you can see, school fees per year is generated, which is school fees per term times 3. Okay, because if you look at this guy is paying 800 times 3, 2,400,000. Okay, yes, so that is how we can use that query to calculate the fees per year. Okay, then as we are closing, we always remember to save changes. Ctrl S, you remember to save changes. Okay, so on our data table, if you can see, it is having date of birth, meaning you may be asked to generate age for these people using the date of birth. Okay, so let's close the table. We close the table, then we go to create query design. From create, then you go to query design, so it will open for you the place for you to design a query. Now when you look at this data table, it is not having school fees per year, but this query, this one, fees per year, it is having all fields complete. So we are going to use this to calculate the age such that every student should come with all fields complete. Okay, you click in queries as I told you, then select fees per year, then you add. Okay, after adding, you close. I told you how to add these fields. Double click the heading of that table, then it will highlight the fields, long press, drag and drop. Okay, so we want to calculate age. Age is a new field, it is not there in the table, meaning we are creating another field called age. Okay, remember to put when you're going to calculate something, starting from the field heading, you remember to put the colons, then you go to builder. So when you go to builder, it will give you space. Okay, so we have a formula that we use in calculating age, and it is called date difference. Date diff. The D's are big, they are capital, they are in uppercase, but the rest of the letters are small. You open brackets, then you open quotes, you put 4 Y's. Those Y's, you remember in the date format, we formatted them like that. So Y's, they are representing the year. Okay, you put a comma, then you come here, expression elements, this first column, there is database part 1. Okay, that's how I saved my work. You double click on it, it opens. Remember, we used a query. This time we shall not select tables, but we shall select queries. Then which query specifically? Fees per year. Double click on it, then fields will come in the expression categories, the second column. So from there, remember we are calculating from date of birth, so you double click on date of birth. It will show there. After that, you put a comma. Then you come back in expression elements, the first column. Down, you scroll down, there is what we call common expressions. You click on it, it will bring other columns, other fields here. So you select current date, meaning the computer will calculate from the date that person was born up to today. Okay, up to today. After that, you close brackets and say okay. So after that, you save, Ctrl S, I will say, I will call it age. Then you say okay. After that, you can run. So when you run, it should be able to bring this time the age of these people. Okay, as you can see, they're appearing there. So that's how simple it is to calculate the age. There we can close. There we can close and close. So again, when you look at our information in the table, you may be asked to find out people who were born in the year beyond 2000 and they are females. Okay, meaning in that case you have two options. Okay, people who were born beyond 2000 and they are females. Okay, so how do we do it? Create query design. So when you go in query design, it is going to bring for you like a small table. Okay, it is going to bring for you a small table, but we are using this query fees per year because it is having everything. Now there are now two queries that are having every field. Age is having the females and it is having the date of birth. Okay, so some other person can use age, but in that work you'll be doing, you'll be directed about what you will use. So to me, I'm using age query because it is having given the age together with the date of birth. So I click add, then after that I close. Okay, then I'll come and double click there like I told you. Double click in the word age, it should highlight the fields. Long press, drag and drop. Okay, so we said we want females, that is one. You go in column for gender. Okay, gender, you put female. Then date of birth, we said we want those who were born beyond 2000. Okay, meaning beyond, meaning greater than. Okay, put greater than symbol. Then you have to take note that when you are dealing with the dates, we put them in hashtags. Okay, we open with a hashtag, you close with a hashtag. All right, so open hash. So when they say beyond 2000, when does the year end? The year ends on 31st December. Okay, the year ends on 31st December. So we shall say 31st December 2000. We put hashtag, meaning beyond this it is 2001 and above. Okay, when they say below 2000, meaning you're saying 1st of January 2000, below that it is 1999. Okay, then you save and save it as female 2000. Okay, click OK, keep saving changes, then you run. It should be able to bring you the females who were born in the year beyond 2000. As you can see, we have 2006, 2002, 2004, and they are females. Okay, so that's how that query is created. We close, then You may, that is another option. Okay, again, we open our data table, we see how we can create another query. Okay, then you look at these names, first name and given name. Okay, you may be asked to find out people with names having 9 letters. Okay, 9 letters. How do we do it? First names, but they must be having 9 letters. Okay, you come, right click. I told you, remember to close. This working space should be free. So you go to create, then query design, create query design, go to create query design, then you select the fields, that is age, then you close. Make sure you add our fields there, by double clicking in the word age, you drag and drop. Okay, then we said first names with 9 letters, open quotes. We are going to represent the letters with question mark. Every question mark represents a letter in this case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are 9 question marks and those are 9 letters. You save it as 9, say OK, then you run. They must be having names with 9, strictly 9 letters. The first name, when you count these, they must be 9. Okay, yes, then we close. Then what if you asked to find out people with names that are starting with letter A? Okay, people with names that are starting, let's use given name, people with given names that are starting with which letter is common here, that are starting with let's say letter D. Okay, people with given names that start with letter D. Okay, letter D. I will use this one to explain 2 things. Okay, so go to create, then query design. Computer is a bit slow, but it will work for us. So go to queries, age, add, then we close. Okay, then we have to add our fields as usual. Add our fields, drag and drop. Okay, so we want the given names that start with letter D. Okay, that start with letter D. How do we do this? When they say names that start with the letter D, it is not only that D that is in that name. Meaning, if D starts the name, there are other letters that follow. Okay, so in that case, we shall put, some other people like using like, okay, they open quotes, then D, then we put asterisk. It is on button 8. Okay, that asterisk stands for the rest of the letters, that follow after D, meaning D is starting, then other letters are following. I told you in this case I will use this to explain 2 things in one. So we are starting with the D, reason being we want names that start with the D. If they tell you that they want names that end with D, meaning D is the last, okay, in this case we shall start with the star followed by a D, because other letters start, then D is the last. You start with the star, then you end with D. Okay, then if they tell you that they want names that have letter D in them, regardless of where they are, but have letter D in them. Okay, so you start with a star, you put a D, you end with a star, meaning D is inclusive in that name. So in this case, we shall save this one as letter D. Okay, letter D, then we run. Okay, we run that, we run. It should only bring people who have names starting with the letter D, as you can see: Duncan, Dennis, Daniel, Daria. Okay, so that's how simple that query is. Remember to close. Remember to close. Then let's do one more query on the names. If they say having letter A in the name, okay, having letter A in the name, meaning this time they don't want to know whether it is at the end or last, but is it there in the name? Is that letter there in that name? Okay, is that letter there in that name? We add, then we close. From there, double click up there, here, highlight the fields, then do drag and drop. You do drag and drop. Okay, so first name, let's use first name. They want letter A in the names. Okay, we start with like, okay, open quotes, then let's say letter A. No. Start with Esther, okay, letter A, then end with a star, then close quotes, meaning A is in that name in any place. A is in that name regardless of where it is, but the name must have letter A. We save it as letter A, close, save it as letter A, close, then we run. So it must bring those people having letter A's in their name. There are 11, as you can see, 11 people, okay, having letter A in their names. Okay, there we close together. So all these are queries. Maybe let's look at something, but today's lesson is for only queries. Okay, so as you can see, you may be asked to factor out people who were born in the year of, let's say, 1999 to 2004, between those 2 years. Okay, between 1999 and 2004, or between 1995 2004. Okay, so how do we do it? I told you that queries of dates, we put them in hashtags. Okay, so query design, query design, query design. It comes, then we are using that one of edge, add, then on top of that you close. Make sure you add the fields. I told you one person may just double click on each field. Is also another way of bringing the fields. Drag and drop. Then we said we want those who were born in the year between 1999 and 2004. Between meaning 1999 is not inclusive. Okay, 1999 is not inclusive. Okay, So we shall say greater than hash 31st December 1999 hash. Okay, that is greater than. All together. Greater than 1999 but less than. Okay, but less than hash 1st January 2004. Then end with a hash. Save it as maybe save it as greater 1999 less 2004. Okay, save. See, it's trying to run. See what happens. So it is happening here. Where do we do our query from? Design view. Date of birth. Yes, beyond 31st December 1999. Okay, which is fine. Beyond 31st December 1999 and less than hash 1st January 2004 hash. Save. Okay, sorry for that. 1999, put a hash, use or less than hash 1st January 2004, then hash. Okay, save. Saving, run. Saving, we run that. As it is taking time, give it time. Yes. So less than 2004 but greater than 1999. Okay, less than 2004 but greater than 1999. Okay, so in the next lesson we shall check more in the queries regarding dates, because they somehow give hard time, but that's how they are. And the next period I will talk about those queries of dates. Shall be able to talk about them. Thank you for watching. Kindly share, subscribe, like and comment to improve our services. Thank you.